What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Natsume Yuujinchou, this time with Season 5, Episode 10, the penultimate episode. Season's a little bit shorter than usual, I believe. I did mention this last episode, but I think this one has 2 less episodes than usual, although there is now some specials, so it's kind of almost like those 2 episodes have been replaced by special episodes, so no issue whatsoever. I did mention my plan to watch them after this season. I'm going to try not look at my phone, but I think I remember it being I'm going to do the specials this season, and then season 6, and then the specials of season 6, and then one of the movies, I think is how I'm doing it, and then season 7, the special when that comes out, and then another movie. I don't know what order it will go in, but something along those lines. But yeah, very excited for today. I've heard it is going to be a brilliant episode, a lot of people's favourite episode supposedly, so yeah, looking forward to getting into it. Of course, the title is just Toko and Shigeru, I believe. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Just gonna close the tab for a sec, so I just put this stuff away. Yeah, it feels, I mean, just because I started a new season, it's been a little bit busy recently, so I haven't had too much time to upload and watch Natsume. I pre-recorded a bunch, so a lot of the pre-recordings I'll kind of catch up a bit with you guys, but yeah, can't really remember what happened last time. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks actually. Yeah, as I said, I'll just get my, so yeah, I'll be doing the season 5 specials after this, then season 6, then the season 6 specials, and then the 2018 movie, and then after the 2018 movie it'll be straight to the 2021 movie, I think, and then season 7 and it's special. There's going to be a long time in between all of that, so I will work out when I get there. Hopefully I'm emotionally prepared for this episode. I think, again, this has been one of my favourite seasons so far. I love this season. I love the theme of this season as well, especially, like, it's really followed this, like, a certain theme of, it's hard to put into words, but, like, with people, like, meeting the yokai, like, once and never being able to see them again, and the kind of tragedy of not being able to, the tragedy of that, but also how beautiful that meeting kind of was and such. Like, I really love the themes consistently this season. Been one of the strongest in that regard for sure. So that's you as a kid at when you go past the toy store, McDonald's. No, turn around, it's going past. Giddy giddy seifu. There is a famous Yato Garasu, isn't there, in Japanese folklore, I believe. I've seen that one quite often in media. I think it means like spirit bird or something along those lines. Spirit crow, something like that. This is before Natsume. It's a little empty. And there is a crow. Scary things, crows. They're usually a foreshadowing of death, or wherever crows are is usually death. They do keep grudges and remember faces, crows. Again, being a big horror fan, I'm quite used to seeing a lot of crows. There is the question, isn't there? Why don't they have kids? Shigeru and Toko. Why not? See, just from like the vibes of this episode so far, it's just like again, it fits kind of perfectly with, like I said, the themes a minute ago. It's like it's so beautiful and it's so lovely, but it also does feel like there is a little something missing. Like, yeah, it just kind of fits in with that, like in a different way, I guess. But it's almost like again, I got no idea why they don't have kids. Maybe they can't, is what I'm assuming. Um, yeah, maybe they can't, or maybe it's just too late. Maybe they met each other too late or something. Again, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, in regards to like that one kind of meeting again, what we've seen like yokai this season, they've had like a chance for an encounter with one, a really lovely encounter with one, and then never seen them since. In this case, it's like they've never encountered a child or had that kind of relationship, and then Natsume comes along, and it's almost like the opposite in a way to what we've covered this season a little bit. It's like a relationship that has stayed and so on. I might be totally talking nonsense here, but yeah, just again, it feels kind of bittersweet. This, doesn't it? It's like lovely seeing these two like go to the aquarium like this and then be so lovely, but like I said, it just does feel like there's something missing. There's a bit of a melancholic tone to it. If that's a word. Yeah. They talk about Natsume. I can feel that wind. Oh dear. Talking to the crows. That's cute. Like I said, it probably does. They got good memories. Probably why it came here as well. You treated it nicely. I think that goes to show her nature and how she's acted towards Natsume a little bit as well. Like I said, there's that conception of these crows that I have as well. Like I said, just from watching loads of horror movies, I've got a perception of crows that they do bring death and so on and so forth. And it's like the same with Natsume. He brings trouble. He brings these issues to like the households and such. He's an unwanted kind of creature to have around. You don't want him anywhere near you because you don't want anyone. I'm not sure if it's the same in Japanese kind of folklore and such. Like I said, there is that Yatagarasu I do know about, but other than that, I don't know too much about Japanese kind of takes on animals and crows specifically. But again, in like in the UK and like Alfred Hitchcock is certainly someone that really kind of changed perception. It's almost like Jaws, like the movie Jaws, maybe like scared to go in the oceans. I think that movie specifically did probably dent the reputation of crows for a lot of people. But yeah, it's kind of like again the same as Natsume in terms of like you don't want them around. They bring misfortune, they bring issues and trouble. Whereas we see with her, she's really caring. She doesn't care. She actually finds them quite cute. And yeah, like I said, there's quite a few parallels, funny enough, between a crow and Mr. Natsume. Sorry to pause again. Just wanted to yap for a bit. I mean, we've seen little bits to how they kind of brought Natsume in, haven't we? But I've been really looking forward to seeing much more of these two. But yeah, it does seem like they've been together a long time. Like I said, I wonder why they haven't. I think again we can assume, and I think the assumptions would be reasonable. I was telling her about the clothes. See, that's what you get when you like. You're just nice, and you're nice to everyone and everything. And you don't get something for it. You are just nice because that's the right thing to do. They are indeed. Ah, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I wonder which one it is. Hmm. Maybe it's a bit like Natsume in that sense as well. It's not quite met those people just yet. Or that person, or that crow in this case. But you know what I'm saying. Do the washing for me. Yeah, having a whole day of it, aren't they? Good job she did eat. She'd be absolutely knackered. Off the leftovers. Understandable. I do that. I pretty much if anyone leaves anything, most time I just finish it off. I do a lot of fitness stuff as well though, so I offset it quite well. Although it's a bit harder as I get older, honestly. But yeah, we should try and eat a bit less. Man, these guys are really, really in love, aren't they? Like really. That is another interesting question brought up by the crow, isn't it? I mean, I know about fucking. I've done. I haven't done this, but you've definitely had those thoughts at night where you're like, what happens after death? What happens when I die? What happens to the people I love when I die? And how will how will they be? Yeah. I don't want to go too deep in it right now because the answer I've always come to when I've brought up those questions, because you do think about it for ages, and again the answer I've come to is unfortunately just to be ignorant, which yeah, I feel like that's just the best. Just live like, yeah, just in like ignorance is bliss, and is, I think of is a saying. I'm probably butchering it. But yeah, ignorance is bliss. So I just like the answer I've come to with that is, well, I don't know. Could be absolutely nothing. There could be heaven, like the religion say and such. It could be anything, but ultimately, it eventually will happen. So it's sorry to go so deep here, but yeah, eventually it will happen. So you don't really shouldn't really think too much about what will happen. Just live your life until it does, and so on. And yeah, just don't think about it, because how can you ever figure out what it is until you kind of get there, and such. It's like I've always just, yeah, I've come to the conclusion that it's a pointless endeavor even thinking about this. But um yeah, relatable here. Again, I don't have a long term partner like this, obviously, but you would really worry in her position, I think. Yeah, and this crow's had multiple kind of things in the relatability sector, hasn't it? In terms of like Natsume, but like these partners as well, and able to continue living. crying in bed, for God's sake. A little lonely. Oh, I wouldn't say he was treated awfully, but he wasn't treated right, I don't think. Mm. I don't know why I feel very emotional on that as well. I can't really put it in words. Oh, to be honest though, my eyes are just kind of bad today anyway because of the hay fever. That's probably one of the reasons why. Hay fever's getting that time of year. Ugh. But yeah, I felt emotional that then as well. Like I said, I can't really put it into words, but that's me going running by. I think we did see this scene, didn't we? He is. He's a good boy. He's a good lad. And that's a man. He sure did. Back it up. Mm. Decisive now. Get some meat on those bones. Oh, yeah, it's got a big ass belly as well. Hope there's another one with it. Oh, what I'm expecting there is. Or do you reckon it's still looking? Or do you reckon it's it could still could still be either one. Again, I'm thinking it might have one now. Oh shit! Is he gonna see another one? Yeah, he is. So it is. Yeah. So yeah, he can see maybe the same one I brought up, the Yatagarasu. So it is the case that he did. The crow's partner did pass, and she can only see the one that's still here. So it was always there, actually. I guess. I guess it was always by its side. Okay, wow, that was a brilliant episode, wasn't it? I love that. I've been saying it for like 4 seasons, 5 seasons now. We've seen a little bit of Toko and Shigeru again, especially last season. We saw the build up of how they brought Natsume in. But this is definitely the most we got from either of them, especially Toko. Yeah, got what I wished for here, and it was beautiful, wasn't it? The whole story with the crow, and as I said at the end there, I think that crow was traveling with its partner the whole time. Although they probably wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. Can crows see yokai? Something we'll never know. I feel like they could, for some weird reason. I feel like that crow would be able to see yokai. Don't ask me why. Yeah, I guess it was. It always had its partner by its side, even though it did pass. Man, I fuck it. I did love this song. It's such a toss up between the third season opening and this one. Third season ending and this one. I really love both of them. They're both really powerful. To the ephemeral ones. Not a word you hear often. I love that guy. It looks like two of my two favorite side characters that are going to be part of the next episode. The guys we see in the ending at the start there, the two yokai. I love those two. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Incredible episode today. Like I said a minute ago, I've always wanted even more and more. It's probably greed, but I've always wanted more and more of Toko and Shigeru, and to see more of them and to know more about them and see more of this backstory, which we got a full episode of today, which I absolutely love. I loved again the crow kind of being a part of the episode. I feel that really fit well in not just the storyline of the crow with like the partner and such, but in kind of multiple ways. I feel like that fit the themes of this season and this episode really well. Like I said, it was quite a melancholic kind of slight loneliness, but just like a deep love. But again, that kind of there did feel like there was a hole in this with the whole situation of them not having like a kid or anything. As I said, we didn't really go into specifics or anything like that, and I'm kind of glad we didn't, because this doesn't really matter. The case is that they don't have one. But yeah, seeing even more of these scenes, and again them being so powerful as well. Like this scene here was just like no words said or anything. It was just Shigeru looking at Natsume, but there was just something like I could feel the wind in this scene. I could feel it. It's just it really just was really impactful, and there was multiple scenes like this throughout the episode. especially with the crow, and we've seen the glimpses of Natsume throughout and such. And we did see, I believe we did see the meeting between Toko and Natsume before, but seeing it from this perspective is something the show does really well. During these episodes, it had the whole perspective switch of Natsume and the girl he was living with, and I really loved the different perspectives we got there. We then see even more of that, not just from Natsume's perspective, but from Toko's here as well, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, it was just a really touching episode. Loads of very sweet moments throughout. Do let me know, guys, what about this one down in the comment section though. Inevitably one of my favourites of the series for sure, and hopefully again we might see even more of these two as we go forward. I really loved what she said here towards the end. Where is it? Not quite there. But yeah, kind of getting him to this scene here I really loved. This is just like the start of when he came to live here, and I think we like the difference. Like this really like touched me a bit. Like, how do we appear in those eyes? And I was thinking here, it's like, will he ever open up to us? And I think he has. Like, he's got so much appreciation for these two, but he hasn't actually kind of told them about the yokai stuff and so on. So it always does, like, it still feels a bit of like an arm's length to an extent. But we know Natsume's got a whole kind of complicated thoughts on that, and not wanting to involve them in this and so on, and actually protect them. And from that perspective, it does feel like, oh, will he ever open up? It's like, no, he's actually doing it for good reasons. It's one of those things, I've done that multiple times in relationships where I've not done something like that. I used to have this weird, like, chivalrous kind of like thing to my friends, which I really shouldn't have, because a lot of my friends, looking back, actually did kind of get with girlfriends I had or women I was interested in during like high school and such. So I shouldn't have been such a nice guy, I guess. But I'd never go after a girl if any of my friends ever previously dated them or were interested in them. It just had no interest for me with stuff like that. And I can't remember. I kind of lost the point of what I was talking about now. I've lost my point. Oh dear. I always do that. But yeah, I wouldn't. And like, if I think I remember again, if some girl did like show interest in me, I wouldn't like, especially if my friend, it wasn't someone they'd been with, but someone they like. If they did ever like show an interest in me, it might seem a bit mean from me to show like no interest back or anything, or just like totally like ignore them. Like sometimes I do, and again, it probably seemed quite mean, and they end up not liking me. But them not liking me was a good price to pay for my friend to be happy, if you know what I'm saying. For them to yeah, so I don't kind of ruin their kind of chances and whatever. And I used to think that was quite chivalrous and had some kind of like sense of justice in that. Again, looking back, I probably should have been. I was always. I don't want to go too deep into anything here, but I never really cared for myself. I never really looked after myself in many ways, and always put others above myself. And that's something I've learned in adulthood, that I need to put myself first and be a bit more selfish and so on. Again, kind of away from the point, but I guess it's like slightly similar. It's like when you lie to your parents about what you're doing when you're going on nights out and such. Like, I was doing drugs, drinking alcohol, and doing all that crap, but to my mum and dad, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just going around with mates. Just not doing too much, and it's to protect them. But obviously Natsume's got a much more morally correct way of doing all that. Again, I don't want to go too deep into any of that, but very relatable, I'll say. But yeah, do let me know. I think everyone can relate to that in some way or another. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Fantastic episode. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good one.